Captain Manfred Pollak and Captain Otto Herold. The following true story took place in Vienna in 1975. It was just before Christmas. Carlos and his gang of notorious terrorists had just stormed an OPEC meeting and were holding the world's leading oil ministers hostage. Vienna was shocked. People had been killed and an agreement had to be made. Lives were more important than principles, and so the terrorist demands were agreed to in full. And these demands included a message to be read out in French on the radio at 2 hourly intervals, and a plane to take the terrorists and their hostages out of the country. And, of course, a plane needs a crew, and the call for volunteers went out at Austrian Airlines, and many pilots volunteered for the job. And when the choice was made, it was the young pilot Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak who were chosen. And so it was that on the morning of the 22nd of December, 1975, Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak were sitting waiting and ready to go in their fully fueled Austrian Airlines DC-9. And then the passengers boarded. Carlos and his gang of terrorists and their hostages, the oil ministers of OPEC. And then, with the whole world watching, the plane sped down the runway and took off for destination unknown. And neither Otto Herold nor Captain Manfred Pollak knew if they would ever see Vienna again. Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak were flying a flight into danger. But everything went off okay, and the flight turned into a tour of Middle East capitals with a hostage release at each stop. And when reaching Algiers, Carlos and his gang simply disappeared into thin air. Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak were alone in their plane. Their journey had ended, and before very long, Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak were on their way home. Now, destination Vienna and Christmas. But there was one small story that Otto Herold never forgot. Otto Herold had volunteered to serve coffee, and everyone was happy. That is to say, everyone except one. One of the hostages, a very important oil minister, rudely rejected the offer of coffee and demanded instead a cup of hot tea. Otto Herold was unable to help, and the very important oil minister became even angrier. And then later, when Otto Herold went to clear up the dirties, one of the terrorists stopped him. Otto Herold was told to go back to the cockpit. The complaining and still very miserable, very important oil minister was ordered to clear up the dirties instead. There were to be no more passenger complaints for the rest of the flight. And 6 months later, Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak were decorated for bravery by the Austrian president. And of course, Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak carried on flying, and Otto Herold was promoted to captain. Life for these very brave men was up in the sky, and neither Captain Otto Herold nor Captain Manfred Pollak ever forgot their flight to destination unknown. Two very courageous men, Captain Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak. They volunteered for a Christmas-time flight with a difference. A flight where the first officer served coffee and a hostage cleared up the dirties. Destination unknown. Captain Otto Herold and Captain Manfred Pollak.